Hey everyone, I'm T Frank, and as you've guessed by the title, I bought the Canon EOS RP, and I wanted to share my quick unboxing and give my first impressions after using it. With all the hate this camera is getting, you may be wondering why I bought this camera, and to answer your question, I wanted a camera that would meet my needs and my budget, and I figured I would try this out for myself rather than listen to people who have not tried out this camera and that have needs and wants that aren't the same as mine. I've been wanting a full frame camera to use for stills, one that was small in size, that would give me access to RF lenses and would give me better low light performance than my Rebel camera. With that being said, I'm aware of its limitations, and I realize that this may not be the camera for a lot of people, but for a person that is a Rebel camera user and looking to shoot mostly photography with an affordable full frame camera, doesn't mind being limited to 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second for video, doesn't care about 4K video, and is looking to invest in or already owns full frame Canon lenses, this may be a great option. Now that I got that out of the way, I picked this camera up a few days ago from Best Buy for $12.99. It was bundled with the extension grip and the adapter at no additional charge. Best Buy didn't have the grip available when I picked it up, so that is actually going to be mailed out to me. If you're interested in seeing a video on the grip, let me know in the comment section down below. Also note that I will leave a link in the description for the specs of this camera, since I won't be discussing it in this video. In the box, you get your typical things. So you have the user manual and the warranty information, you know, the stuff that no one ever reads. Then you have the battery charging cradle. You have the very tiny LPE17 battery, and this battery is actually the same battery that I have in my Canon SO2, so I already have a few spare batteries that I could use with this camera. Also note that this is not the same battery as the M50. The M50 uses the LPE12. So the next thing you'll get in the box is the Canon strap, and that tells everyone which camera you're using. More than likely, I won't be using this strap. I love my Peak Design strap, so I will probably use that. And then lastly, of course, you have the Canon RP, and this thing is super tiny, but it has a nice feel in the hand. Now, I do have to admit that it doesn't feel as nice as the EOS R, but I really do like the grip, and I think the size is going to be just right for me. I figured I'd spare you guys with the unboxing of the adapter, since it's just the adapter and a little case that you get in the box. Right now, the only EF lens that I have is the 50mm 1.8, so here's a quick look at how this looks with the adapter. I've also tested my EFS lenses, and they work fine for photography, but only allow the options of 720p and 30 and 60 frames per second, and also 4K and 24 frames per second for video. Here's a quick size comparison with the Canon SO2 and the Canon M50, and as you can see, this camera isn't much bigger than these two cameras, which is perfect for me since I'm starting to prefer smaller cameras. The initial setup was pretty quick and easy. Just select the time zone and date, and then you're ready to go. I'm actually going to give you a quick tour of the camera without me saying anything, just showing off the buttons and the dials. It has a lot in common with its big brother and other Canon cameras that I've used in the past. So if you're familiar with Canon, this will be probably really easy for you to get used to. My quick first impressions of this camera is that it has a nice feel to it, and it's lacking quite a bit in the video department compared to other competitors, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty solid photography camera, which is my main reason for wanting it. Of course, I'm disappointed that it doesn't have 24 frames per second and 1080p, and that 1080p doesn't work with EFS lenses. Even with its limitations, I still think that I'll be able to create some great photos and videos using this camera. I'll be testing this camera, and we'll be creating more content surrounding it, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm T Frank, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.